Hey, my name is David. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping you develop your musical personality on the guitar. And today we're going to do just that. We're going to take a look at a very simple, fun, rewarding thing you can do whenever you pick up the guitar to memorize new scales, know how to use them, know why they work, and all the while developing your ear. It's really going to help you improve quite fast. And also, before we get started, if you haven't already, I highly suggest you take my free DNA course. It's helped thousands of players. It's a different way of visualizing the instrument. It truly works. I guarantee that you're gonna love it. If you haven't taken it already, the link's below, it's completely free. But for now, let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so we're gonna start with a scale. Let's take an A major. Instead of visualizing my A major in a conventional pattern, maybe the 3-note per string system, if that's the kind of player you are, or maybe the gauged system, if that's what you prefer. Instead of doing it that way, we're gonna take a look at A major all over the fretboard. And we don't usually do that because that's a lot of notes to memorize, right? But the reason we're doing this is that we're going to look at it and think about the fundamental truth that scales and chords are related to each other. The reason a chord progression typically works is that the chords that you're playing are extracted from a single scale. Not all the time, of course. You can have some modulation and it sounds great. It happens a lot in many forms of music. But if you want something really simple that people are going to resonate with, those chords need to be extracted from the same scale. That means that within that A major scale, for example, that we're looking at, there are a lot of chords you can play. And you might be tempted to think, well, yeah, there's 7. No, there's way more than that. Because what is a chord? A chord is 2 or more notes played together. That's the definition of a chord. Therefore, if we look at our full fretboard, sure, we find the typical traditional chord shapes. Have an A major, a B minor, a C sharp minor. We have all of those, but we also have pretty much any combination of 2 or more notes together. And that's where you can be creative. So if I look at my full fretboard, there's a lot of different options I could play. Let's do this note, for example. This one, and this one. Could I play these together? Kind of, yeah, it's a little hard, but yeah. Is that a chord? Yeah. Is it pretty? I think so. What's the name of the chord? I don't really care because I know that it's extracted from A major. Great, let's try another one. Maybe I'll pick this note, this one, and this one. Can I play those together? Yeah. Is it nice? It's a little tensed, but is it a chord that is extracted from my A major scale? Yeah, it is. So that's a valid chord. Now, I didn't really like the sound of that chord. Maybe it's because it's too tensed. Maybe it's the context. Maybe that chord would work great if it was followed by other things. But I didn't really like it. So I'm putting it in the, yeah, not so sure bucket. In my, oh yeah bucket, I've got something like the first chord I played. I really like that one. That's a yes bucket. So I'm going to try to remember that. Now here's where I can engage another of those pillars, the pillar of mind. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I like this. What makes me like it? I don't know. Like what kind of intervals do I have? I have a 1, a 5, a 6, and a 3. Those intervals are not close together, right? Between the 1 and the 5, well, that's quite far away. The 1 and the 6, that's quite far away too. The 1 and the 3, that is an octave higher, okay? Maybe that's why I like that chord. See, as I'm practicing, I'm coming up with all these theories as to why I like or don't like something. My mind is engaged with that. It started with playing, so now I'm making a connection between what I like, what I'm thinking through, and what I'm playing. And my soul is gonna come out because eventually I'm gonna have new ideas and maybe I'll discover that that chord that I just played, I kind of like to play it really soft. Eventually I'll find other chords like that. And if I combine them together, I'm starting to make music. Sorry, I can get carried away with that kind of stuff, but I guarantee that if you approach your practice that way, look at the full fretboard, just look at it and experiment. Some things are going to come out. And the cool thing is that that doesn't just work with chord work. It also works with any kind of lead playing. And then you can blend both together, right? You can maybe look at the full fretboard as several paths that you can take. So back to what we did at the beginning, you could take the 3-note per string path, or the caged path, or why not kind of a hybrid path. You're kind of creating your own connections, your own pathways. The best way to work that is over a backing track, of course. So I'm going to throw in a backing track here. And as I'm playing, I'm looking at that full fretboard, imagining paths that I might not take on my own. This is the kind of thing that makes a big difference in your playing, especially when it comes to modulation, change of keys in the same song. Now, that workshop is really going to help you implement all of that stuff and much more. It's completely free. I highly suggest you take it. It's called the DNA Workshop. I'll meet you right there.